Good morning. Wow. You know, a lot has happened for me as a woman. Um, I was brought up by a full on Italian woman who was just so complete and happy with her little home and her wonderful food and her neighbors, and she just always happy. I never seen the woman sad. Never. I never seen the woman cry. And she was my rock from age 5 years old. That's when I remember, until she passed away at 69 years old. And then her love of her life, who she was faithful to, although she'd always say, "Don't make a sandwich with the boys, Tara." Her love of her life died. Or her husband stayed alive and she died. And he didn't know how to use the toaster. The toaster. I went up to see him when Grandma died. I ran to the Italian Catholic church in my pajamas when I found out the news. They didn't want to tell me the night before. And I ran up to his house up the hill on Duffield Street. And I looked at him. And he looked at me. He goes, "Dada." And I never seen my Pap cry. And he had a tear in his eyes. I said, What's going on, Pap? I don't know how to make the toast in the toaster. I don't know how to make the toast. And he cried. I'm like, "Papa, it's okay. I'll help you. I'll show you everything." And it wasn't just me. It was hundreds of women that came and showed him everything, because they knew how much my grandmother took care of him. It was beautiful. It was like a fairy tale. It was a fairy tale. But then you had the Greek side, okay? And then I went to my Greek grandmother's house, and that house was up on Mount Washington, overlooking the city. And every time I was with her, she was in these clothes that looked like you couldn't touch them, like they were in the magazine or in Europe or Italy. And she walked around as the star of the show, owning several restaurants in Pittsburgh, knowing every single entertainer throughout the world. I mean, she even helped a woman from Greece become a star here in America because of her voice. And my yaya, my papu, I talk a lot about the females, because these were the women I was looking up to. My yaya, my papu, would just lavish the town. The whole town loved them. And then my mother who's not with us. She's away. She's in heaven with everybody. But my mother, oh, my mother. Neither one of those women were admired. Neither one of those women to her were the strength. She rebelled. She rebelled against a love that only comes from a mother. Did you know if you drink water, you stop crying? I have been my whole life able to stop crying because I miss my mother. But I'm going to tell you something. It's not a pain of loss. It's a pain of strength. It's a strength that only women have given me in my life. And those women, even though they were different and they didn't fit in, those women were real. They were godly. They were the pillar to men that they stood by. They were the pillar to those men. And that is what's lacking in our country. That is what's lacking in this world. We don't have men anymore. They're gone. And the women are doubting their strength. They're doubting what God's given them internally, which is a gift of love, to help and to be the strength and the prayer warriors for on earth. You don't need anything. but God. You don't need anything but to learn how Jesus did it. A man who did not hurt anybody and did not sin. Now, listen to me. I'm halfway done with this, but I'm going to tell you something. I have not given up on the dream and the hope that there will be a man in my life like my grandmother's protected and helped. I know God has that man for me. Now, it might not be on earth, but the beauty about being with women that have taught me to love men the way they should be loved as a helper, watching them do it was enough. And watching what's happening in our society and throughout the world, I've had enough. So I'd rather have a gift of celibacy. I'd rather wait to I don't even care if I don't get it, than to settle for anything but a strong protector, provider, a man who understands the value of a Proverbs 31 woman. And I'm going to tell you something, ladies. Do not settle for anything but that. It's not worth it. You can be all God has you to be, being celibate and honoring Him, and every morning thinking about Him or learning how to love God and Jesus. Okay, so for those of you who have been completely bamboozled of what love is in any way, I don't care what that looks like, in any way, let me tell you, there's hope. And I can't wait for the day that you have such a love inside you, you're not going to need it from anything or anybody, including your children. Your children were not supposed to be who you take care of the rest of your life. They were given to you as a gift from God to birth and to teach them to love Him. And you can pray that they do it and do it their way, the way God wants them to. That's all you can do. But I'm going to tell you, the women out there who I want to hear this, be faithful to God. Stop everything you can to rely on Him. And I mean everything. Everything you possibly can to rely on Him, whatever that looks like. And I can only promise you what has happened to me. I felt and have a love so great on earth that I didn't think it was capable. And now I know what it means when God says He is going to give you a love that you can't even contain. And when you start to have that for everybody around you, well, you have that for yourself, you have that for everybody around you. It's you can't pay for it. You can't get this from therapy. A man can't give this to you. Your children can't. Nothing can give you this except God. So I hope that my vulnerability, my heart, as somebody would say, it's like poem, it's art. When you talk your heart to somebody, I hope it touches somebody's life today. And you be you, and you got to really get to know who God is. I don't know how you're going to do that, but do it. Okay? God bless you. And for all of you that are mothers or have lost a mother, trust me, it'll all come together one day. You'll understand it all. And I'm grateful I can share to you which happened to me. Okay.